Hi, welcome to another Interstellar Prime update video. Today we're going to be looking at the new Sandbox mode that we've been working on, mainly just to kind of describe to you how we can build spaceships and also getting in and out and how everything works. So let's get started. So here we are. We start in a facility where we call it the Federal Spaceship Building Facility, and this is where players can come in and buy modules and spaceship. So right now we have quite a few modules to select from. There are 4 total, and I'm just going to go ahead and start with this little guy here. So this module, it's a small one, can fit a couple things, so I'm going to go ahead and go and purchase. And now that I purchase, I have the ability to customize. And by the way, I can just walk through it before I want to purchase it, just to make sure that this is something that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and put this little guy in here. We've done a lot of work just to make sure this is a little more smooth than before. so it's not as jumpy and glitchy, and also we have alignment, so it's not tilted. So yeah. Let's say we're okay with that for now. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of here. And then I'm going to go ahead and give you an idea that you can actually walk through it. See how it looks like before you make the commitment. Let's go ahead and... Oop. Just loading in and out there. Here we go. Let's go ahead and be done with this, and what I can do is, now that I purchase it, I can't really just send it back. So the only option I have after customization is to send it to the shipyard, and that's exactly what I did. And when I do that, the bay door opens, and basically it's going to deliver my newly purchased modules. So this is still in our early testing phase, so we're not gonna finalize how this is going to work yet. So this is kind of like testing and brainstorming of how purchasing will work. And I know this could be kind of tedious when we, let's say, want to build a really big ship or stuff like that, because you're going to get it lowered down, do some walkthrough, and so on and so forth. But the idea is, when we actually have a good building block of how we want this to be, we can actually have the whole ship being built or designed and built in a single UI interface that in the game, which is essentially quote unquote being hired, or you hired a contractor to do it. So that's just kind of like the idea. And let's just put another chair. So right now we just have chairs and tanks for now, just to test things out. Once we kind of get the system a little more robust, we're going to be able to add some more components, because there's no point of adding a whole bunch of furniture in there with a broken system, right? So let's go ahead and send this guy out, and then I'm going to get maybe one more to this ship, and then we're going to start building after we get this going. So the idea really is to I know this might seem tedious, but in the game, this is not going to be like the, how do you say, like a majority of the time spent, because this is more like a reward stage, because the player will be most of their time, or spending most of their time doing harvesting, and fighting enemies and doing RTS mode and all that stuff. So this is just kind of like, alright, I've accumulated a lot of resources now. I'm ready to cash out and upgrade my ship. So this is just kind of like where you come at the end of a long hard day, that kind of stuff, after fighting enemies and doing mineral harvesting. Now that you have all your resources gathered and you survive, you come over here and do your thing. So here we go. one more thing, which is buying the ship core. And by the way, this is I gave the, this is still in the kind of like the alpha stage on the sandbox mode, and it's out there. If you already have the game, you just right click on the game title, and essentially you're gonna have the option to opt into a pre-alpha mode. If you go to the right click on the game title and then hit preferences, and that window should have the tab that says beta, and on that tab you can actually select the option to select the branch to download. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and hit ship construction. Notice it says, hey, you do not have the ship right now, so I'm gonna have to buy that. Go ahead and buy the spaceship core, and this is the one that I want. Go ahead and buy it, and I'm gonna go ahead and ship construction. Here we are. Now, well, all I have to do is use this construction drone and then grab these modules and place them where I want it, just like so. I think I've shown this before. And put this guy in the front. Alright. And by the way, when we get farther, or like a later release, we're gonna have another modules or another door bay here that you can actually discard or actually sell, or put the modules back to, let's say, the the hangar for more modification, or for more options like modifications and stuff like that. And I actually forgot one more important module here, which is the airlock module. So I'm gonna go ahead and do something real quick here. I'm gonna do something like this. I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy over here instead, and I'm going to put this guy in the front instead. Alright, and then I'm gonna leave that bottom one for the airlock module. So I'm gonna have to get some more. Let's get this guy, the airlock module. And this module is the one that's going to allow players to enter the ship without having to, let's say, being docked to the pressurized station like what you see here. Anyway, although the pre-alpha that's out right now does not have the option to dock the ship at the moment. I'm still working on that. So in order to get into the ship that's built, the only way to do that right now is it's through the airlock. So that's just where we're at right now. I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy, grab him, and I'm gonna have him be in here or down here instead. And then I'm gonna show you the ship. So let's say we're done. I am ready to go inside the ship. It's gonna have to run. And by the way, always run option is in the works as well. We're gonna have we're gonna roll that out the same time as when we have the option to do inverted mouse. So yeah, just quite a few of you have requested, so it's in the works. And here we are. We're in the we're still in the pressurized section of the station, but you can see here there are other places to go that are not doesn't have artificial gravity, but yeah. Let's stay focused here. I'm gonna go ahead and go and put on my suit, and then enter the EVA flight. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of the station and into the outside. And here I am, outside of the Rumden City Federal Shipbuilding Facility. And there's my fighter jet. I'll come to that later. Let's go ahead and get into the spaceship I just built. I'm going to go ahead and enter through the airlock right here. and this is 360 degrees, and inside of the ship also has the modules where it's not equipped with the artificial gravity, like this right here. So you enter into a 0G mode, and you basically can just go 360 degree. If you are trying this, you might find some glitch. I'm aware of that. It's just yeah, it's still a work in progress. So so here are my modules that I can visit. So, and if I enter into a into a module that has the gravity, the artificial gravity system, I will automatically be pulled down. And the way it works is that, notice the suit that the player is wearing. It's kind of shiny, and that's in the story. It has a micro fiber that is actually a oop, there's a glitch there. Oh, here we go. A microfiber that's actually woven with a ferrite material, and it's basically reacted to these artificial gravity, or we actually call it augmented gravity system. This is basically a magnet, electromagnet that turns on and off really fast. You know, like, and then basically to keep you on the ground, and also just kind of adjust to the needs and all that stuff. So that's just really in the game what we have. So yeah, just kind of give you an idea of what we have. And next, I'm just gonna go ahead and get to that fighter. Let's go ahead and get to that fighter. So I have to go through here and through the COG chamber here in this ship. Coming out. Oh, I'm gonna have to rotate so I can fit in there. And here we are. Nope, the other way. There we go. Alrighty. I'm gonna head to the fighter jet, which is called the Thunderbird. In the story, that's the ship that the main character was building in his garage. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop in, and then let's get to work. So right now it's the controls are still, you know, in the works and stuff, but we are excited that we're gonna implement the combat mode pretty soon here, where you can actually fight the enemies and all that stuff with the jet, and you can also will have the option to dock, or actually buy a docking module, so you can actually dock the ship inside of your main starship. And then the whole point of having the starship is that you're gonna need it in order to go to different spots or a different area. Right now it's just right outside Bremen City. There's not a whole lot to fight. There's not a whole lot to explore. It's just basically a couple patches that you can actually do some harvest and mine and all that stuff. But oh, there's a